episode. That is right. We are back again. I'm your host, Guillermo Dorado, and with me today are Zach Matzganis.
What up?
And Javier Ortiz.
What's up?
Yes, we are back to talk about all the video game things, you know, the good times.
Video games.
Yes.
Yes.
See.
Yay, sexy time!
Sexy time.
Guys, welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching us. If you're watching this on YouTube, then I would love to inform you that we also have this in a podcast format. I know. Available on Google Play and iTunes. You can take this shit on the go with whatever you have to do. If you gotta run errands,
That's our motto.
yeah, take this shit on the go. And and if you are listening to this via our podcast, then you can also watch this on YouTube at our YouTube channel, youtube.com/multiplayered. Because who doesn't want some visuals without audio? You know what I'm saying? Like, you get the
We're
combo
good-looking
pack.
guys, you know? It's like,
I think so.
Occasionally you get to see a cat, so.
That is
Yeah.
true. That is true. That is like the special bonus that they get for tuning
Yeah.
into YouTube. So,
She's here.
if you like cats,
She's around.
there it is.
She's stalking us.
Also, we do have a Patreon page. It would be great if you want to check that out. If you want to get some extra content, you can just donate $1 a month and you get extra videos. Meaning, what is that? 2 extra a month?
Yeah, 2 months.
2 a month every other Friday. But if you don't want to donate, or maybe you need to be what's the word I'm looking for?
Poor.
Yeah, no.
If you need to be poor.
If you need some more reason, then you can come back here and watch our free content, and depending on whether you like us or not, you can then help us make the show better. Or at least help me get a better vocabulary so I can actually relay my thoughts correctly.
The $1 a month will help him go back to school.
Yeah. I get hooked on phonics, buy me a dictionary, and a thesaurus. So yeah, welcome guys, and now that all that's out of the way, we have things to talk about. Dude, guys, buddies,
Yes.
it's October, and what is October most famous for, besides Breast Cancer Awareness Month?
Spooky time.
Spooky time! Yeah, guys, Halloween is just around the corner, and our buddies at Blizzard have basically let us know that fervently with their new Halloween-themed everything on Overwatch. They've released new skins. They've touched up the maps to have like this more like spooky theme, throwing jack-o'-lanterns all around all over
At
the
least
levels.
2 of them.
At least 2 of them. All right?
Nighttime.
But
It's really cool.
Yeah, so they've released new skins, new voice lines for the characters that you can unlock through loot crates, sprays, all that good stuff to be in with the times. And it's pretty badass. They also have a couple, or one new game mode, which is called Junkenstein.
Well, so it was... that mode was in it last year.
Right. They brought it back, though, for Halloween. They're keeping that fucking tradition alive and well. And I gotta tell you, it's my first time playing it, and it's super badass. Just the entire, theme of it has this, really cool grindhouse, sci-fi spooky horror to it,
that old school, Dracula, Frankenstein,
Yeah.
kind of old school Universal horror monsters.
Exactly. And they even, changed up the music, too, to, have that, kind of noise to it. So I really dig it, and I basically want to talk to you guys, because we've all been playing it, right?
Yes.
Okay, great. Good to know.
Played last night.
Way too addicted to that.
I know. I don't know. I kind of had lost a little bit of interest in Overwatch. I was playing other things for a little bit, and then, the Halloween theme kind of came out, and it got me really hooked into it again. That Junkenstein's Revenge is fun as shit.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing with Overwatch. It's even if you jump off of the bandwagon and play some other games, they're gonna drop a new event, and their events are always so rad that it just I know so many Destiny guys that are like, Overwatch is dead, we're playing Destiny now. And then, as soon as this Halloween stuff popped up, they're like, oh, man, those skins. Okay, we're coming back.
So
and then they haven't even, touched Destiny.
Yeah, and, so there were skins released last year. The last year's skins were what? They were May.
Mercy
we had
Witch,
Mercy.
not May.
Yeah,
Mercy
had one.
Witch.
She was a ghost. She had a little ghost guy.
Well, that was like a victory thing.
They didn't change her skin, though.
A highlight intro.
Gotcha.
But, so you had the Witch Mercy, the Junkenstein, the Roadhog.
Frankenstein. Cold Heart.
That's right.
Cold Heart. And...
Farah.
Symmetra's, not the dragon one from this year. She had a different one.
Well,
Soldier had one.
Farah had one.
Oh yeah, Hanzo. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
she's
and so
like
did,
purple zombie.
Didn't the Oni skin for Genji come out around that time too?
No, that was for something else.
Maybe it was around that time, but it wasn't in that event.
Copy you. Well, this year they got new skins for McCree. We got a badass Zenyatta skin, very Cthulhu-like with the tentacles coming out.
Yeah, dude, it's
super fucking dope.
I love
and I'm
it.
still trying to unlock that one. I can't get it, but I did get the Roadhog Frankenstein monster situation.
Nice.
It's a lot of fun. Guys, how do you feel about it? How do you feel about the return of Junkenstein's Revenge, which is like their Horde mode or their version of Horde mode?
It's nice. That was probably my favorite event last year. Just because I liked all the skins, I liked that Horde mode. It's just like a really fun event.
I dig it.
So I'm happy it came back again, and got some really these are probably my favorite skins so far.
Oh yeah, Symmetra got one too.
The dragon one. It's so cool.
Yeah,
man.
it's like that one's really nice. I mean, the Zenyatta one alone is just worth everything.
Oh, what's his name has two now?
Reaper.
Yeah. Thank you. I can't think of the guy's name.
Yeah, both of Reaper's Halloween ones are really cool.
The Jack Lantern was last year.
Jack
now he's got
like a Dracula, like a count. It's very cool.
dope.
And that's the best thing about this mode is that like, old school Universal horror monsters are just like to me they're timeless. They're so cool and just fun, and like you can apply them to anything really Halloween related, and it just makes it better.
Yeah.
And to make Reaper like Dracula, Roadhog like Frankenstein, and Junkrat is Dr. Frankenstein. Like it's so cool. Like, it's such a cool concept, and it just makes it that much more fun of a game to play.
Especially living out in LA when we don't have like an actual turn of the season. It's kind of nice to have that in our games at least.
It's awesome. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
But not only has the Halloween like event theme kind of come back for Overwatch, but also photobombing has come back as well. Last year, when Junkenstein's Revenge was released, there are little mini bosses that were introduced in the Horde mode itself, which are other Overwatch playable characters with their new skins. And when they are introduced in the game, they have like this little intro cinematic where like the camera zooms in and kind of slows down, and you see like their entrance being all badass pose. And a lot of the players have been like timing it just right, listening to like the narrator's cue talking about like, and then the monster rose, and they go to where the guy's gonna, the mini boss is gonna be introduced, and they just kind of sit there, wait. When the camera zooms in, they just do a pose. It's like really fucking awesome.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, they're always good. I just like the soldier one where, sorry audio listeners, you don't get it, but just his little hands up in the air, he's just like.
Covering the mini boss completely.
We're just like right next to like a Mercy just pops in. He's just like, yeah.
McCree's the fan favorite. Seems like he's always doing his hey.
Yeah.
One of my favorite ones was Torbjorn. He's got one where he's like raising a glass, like that kind of one. The one I saw on Reddit was when Frankenstein Roadhog shows up. He's like this kind of.
Yeah.
His arms are out. And then you see Torbjorn, the Torbjorn character went up to him, facing him, and did the mug thing, and it looked like they were hugging. It was so funny, because it was just like, hey.
I just love how like creative like gamers get when like these things, they just find like little exploits, and they just like make these amazing memes. So
that's why I can't wait for it. I was talking about earlier, I can't wait for Mario Odyssey, because the photo mode, I feel like there's going to be some really good stuff in there.
We have a lot to talk about Mario Odyssey too. That's coming a little later. I cannot fucking wait. Oh my god. But
we'll get there.
So yeah, you guys should definitely check out. I believe this is going on until November 1st, the event.
Yeah, I think so.
Or
second. There you go.
Like
one of those two. I mean, it's definitely going to be there until
November.
Halloween at least. Yeah. So you should go and check it out. Try to get those skins. It's definitely tempting to want to buy like actual real money.
I already did.
Spent $10.
I spent for $10 for 11 loot boxes. It's not bad. Like, it's a good deal.
And get them.
Yeah, but you know what?
Got nothing.
Yeah, but I did get something. That's a nice thing.
But I did.
So it's like it's an investment worthwhile. So yeah.
Right.
And that's the kind of loot boxes I'll gladly spend money on because I look cool.
Yeah.
Doesn't help the game, but I like how I look.
Cosmetic loot box.
Yeah, a little cosmetic. It's
or
nice.
you could just be good and level up and get the loot boxes that way.
I mean, I do that, but it just takes forever.
It does.
Get good.
It does.
Well, I am good. Better than you.
Moving on, though.
All right.
Moving on before we start getting real intense. Like people are going to be calling Hanzo mains and shit. And we're going to start fighting, and no one wants to see that right now. But speaking of, moving on to a different kind of bombing situation, there was back in October 6th, there was a Super Smash Bros. Tournament happening in Detroit, held by Big House 7. And, they had about 128 entries into the actual tournament itself, but it was a rather large event itself. There was a lot of spectators that came out and see this thing. But one of the things that was interesting was a actual bomb squad visited the event because they were inspecting a very suspicious CRTV that was left unattended outside of the actual area, around the perimeter of the building. So CRTVs apparently is like the preferred way to play Smash Brothers Melee on the GameCube because there's there's no latency on the input. Yeah,
there's no lag at all.
And so they play that, and I guess one of the entries or whoever was there playing it, they just left their TV just kind of sitting out, and it looked real suspicious. So a bomb squad was called in because of all the recent and tragic events that are happening around the world concerning like concerts and these big like event situations. And so they came out to kind of make sure, and they found out that it was just a CRTV. It's just dismantled.
I think it's just so we've had flat screen TVs for so long now. It's like you just see that sitting
What
on the
is
street.
that?
It's like, what is that weird box?
Yeah, right.
With a mirror on it.
It's like a TV, but fat. It's like,
You can't put this on my wall. What the hell is this?
Must be a bomb.
It's crazy that these gaming events, these tournaments are getting that big to where this is actually concerned, and it's upsetting that now we live in a time where bombings are a concern at this point. But it's starting to seep into the gaming world as well, into these like esports events and stuff like
sucks.
that. It's really unfortunate, but it's in a weird way, it's kind of a testament to how large these events are growing, just kind of in and of themselves. But
you're doing things right when you're worried about getting bombed.
bomb threats, yeah.
Yeah. It's like you've reached a pinnacle of like, we're big now because we might get bomb
One
threats.
could
The
argue
minute
with
we
the
get a
opposite of
bomb
that.
threat, the minute we get a bomb threat here, it's like, ooh, we're really doing it, guys.
Yeah, we must mean
We're making
something.
it. We're making
Please
it.
don't call a bomb threat. Thank God this isn't live, because someone will be like, oh, you want a bomb threat? I'll get you a bomb threat.
Kids used to do that in my high school to take days off of school.
That's fucked.
I know. It's
But you did. Yeah,
that
I do
happened
remember
once
that.
a year when I was in high school. All 4 years, it happened once a year.
Same day, every
Good old
time.
Philly.
Like, just every time.
Yeah,
Gosh.
somebody did that at my high school. They emailed the school a bomb threat. And they just instantly, cops are at his place and arrested
It's so
him.
stupid.
It's like, what are you doing?
We received an email from Buttlicker69 about a bomb threat here.
But
That's Adam.
69 at AOL.com.
It's very dumb of him.
Yeah, so it's really good to hear that when they did dismantle the TV, that they didn't find anything, and there was no contraband or any kind of weaponry or anything.
Well, like, my thing is
trapped,
like, how did a guy just forgot his TV?
yeah, I think he just didn't want to lug around a fucking 40-pound CRTV
But
afterwards.
you bring it with you to practice, but then you just leave it?
He probably found it it was in Detroit. He probably found it on his way there.
It is true.
Some crackheads walking down the street.
You want this?
So thankfully nothing happened. It was all good to go, and the event continued without a hitch, and I'm sure it was badass. I really wish we could have gone, because I saw we were looking at some footage earlier, and it was insanity, man. Just
If
the
I
energy
could-
in those places.
If I could retire at 30 with Hobbs.
That's the plan.
That's
the plan.
You just like go around an RV and just go. I would go to every.
You want the
Smash
RVs,
tournament.
man. You're really that's a dream for you.
Dude,
Dude, to travel? It's awesome.
Yeah, if I had the money, I don't want some like super fast car. I just want the biggest RV that can fit on a road.
I want a semi-truck.
Yeah.
I want to be a truck driver.
I want it to take up 4 lanes, and I'm just mowing down cars.
Jesus.
I got like one of those like things on the front of the train that hit cows with.
You want to become Twisted Metal? Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh, what are those called? Cow plows?
Yeah,
In there?
something like
cattle,
that.
cattle prow or something like that? Cattle prow.
I like
That's
cow,
a boat.
cow plow.
Cow plow.
Cow plow? I like that.
Cow
The
plow.
old cow plow.
Oh my god. Comment, subscribe, and like if you know what that is. No.
Hashtag cow
So,
plow.
moving on, this is kind of in the same facet here.
To cow plows?
Cow plows, yes.
right.
So Nintendo's coming up with a new thing. No, for your Switch. Now you can just like mow through people in the
Cow
airport.
plow simulator.
No, going back to the unfortunate, kind of like the whole bombing situation. So Respawn are the developers who are responsible for Titanfall, Titanfall 2. They also were, the majority of them came from Call of Duty, from that whole like team, and decided like, we're going to make our own game. But they're now teaming up with Oculus to create a first-person combat intense VR simulation. Now, they just released a developer diary, and they were very hush-hush and tight-lipped about it. They weren't exactly saying what exactly it is, but what they're trying to achieve, what their goal is in making the game itself. And apparently they're trying to this is a quote from the Vincent Pala, is the co-founder of Respawn, and he quoted and said, they want to depict a soldier in combat in a more fully fleshed out and realistic way. And in the the video itself, they are also like showing, over his narration, they're showing like actual real-time clips of war footage all the way from like World War I to Iraq, and so they're really trying to make this a very immersive experience to get you into the point of view of a soldier in and behind enemy lines, essentially.
In combat.
In combat, which we're going to talk about that here in just a minute. But, and like another thing that their goal to achieve in this project is they want they're trying to give players a more of that feeling of paranoia and of tension. Now,
I'm good.
That to me is kind of terrifying.
Yeah.
I know, like, at first I was like, oh, cool. Like, the people at Respawn are going to make a VR thing, and they're really trying hard to make it, like, an immersive experience. But they were like, this is not a Titanfall VR simulation, and this is not our previously announced Star Wars game that we're making. This is completely something wholly original, and it's going to be as realistic as possible of warfare, probably in the present time, modern day.
I'd like to see that in Star Wars too. It's their take on Battlefront, and it's just like you're running with your troop, and all of a sudden this like, Sith Lord comes out and just starts like choking you, and you're just like
it's sliced in half with Darth Maul.
But it kind of like it begs the question: how far are they going to go with this simulation? Like, is it going to be like to the point of the visceral terror of like the very opening scene, like the D-Day scene in Saving Private Ryan, where you see people like their guts out and shit? Because if they're wanting to strike paranoia and tension, that's the way to do it, is to show people like carrying an arm.
People are going to start getting VR PTSD.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's the name of the game.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. I mean,
that's a long acronym.
Yeah,
VR PTSD.
But it really gets the point across.
Yeah.
And so like, okay, so there's a couple of things. Like, it's interesting to first hear about this, like, because a lot of people would love to have like a Call of Duty kind of VR simulation. Like, VR is the whole point, is to really experience it and feel like you're in it.
Yeah.
But is that the best topic or the best theme to base a VR simulation around? I think it's kind of terrifying.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I can see pros and cons to it, where it's just like, you think about, you think about the military and like the uses they could use it for, where it's just like you have this, you have a training simulation where it's just like, here's a very real world situation, and you put this helmet on, you put the these headphones on. And it's just
completely
like
immerse yourself.
Yeah, and it's like it feels like you're there. You hear the bullets whizzing by you. You're. It's like they could set up a simulation. It's like, okay, here's here's the entire operation of like taking down Bin Laden, and they designed that house, really, and like you have to go through that and go, and see if you can. And they already have these simulations where that's. But it's not a VR experience. It's like you want to immerse people in those situations so that they can prepare themselves for that kind of. War,
I think if it was used for those purposes specifically, I still don't really necessarily agree with it, but if they're going to be doing it, might as well have like simulations to get them prepared mentally for it. I think that's a great idea.
Which they've had for a long time too.
Right, but having it on a consumer level, where people who are not soldiers, people who already kind of disassociate, and we're not going to get too deep in the subject, but people who already are, who play a lot of Call of Duty, disassociate like reality from the game and think like, oh, because this game is so much fun, I want to join the army. And I've met, like, back in high school, I knew a lot of people who were like, I'm going to go into the army after high school because they played so much Call of Duty. Like, there was no actual, like, real logical reason behind their decision besides just playing that game a lot.
They're in Iraq running off walls, like, just
I run.
Sitting at the spawn camps.
Yeah. It's kind of terrible, so it's like, I could definitely see, like, the military, like, kind of using this, like, to help fund it. That's alleged. I'm making that alleged right now.
Nah, true fact.
But I mean,
just
like,
throwing it out there.
I don't think it'd be too far away to say that, like, maybe like the military is helping funding this game, and it would be a very easy way to like get people like, you like the experience? Well, here's the real thing. Maybe you could sign up. But that's all alleged. That's my opinion. Like, that's
conspiracy
speculation.
Theorist.
Yeah.
Well,
you're a conspiracy theorist.
Well, actually, part of the VR rig that you have to wear to play the game is a tinfoil hat. So
that works. And Oculus, the company did assassinate Kennedy.
True fact.
You heard it
here. Illuminati confirmed.
No, so I don't know exactly if that's a great thing, and because so we're gonna jump off topics here in a moment, but I would prefer if it wasn't so rooted in realism. If it wasn't so rooted in like modern day and like whatever. If it was like a Star Wars like Battlefront thing, like that would be cool, because there is still that disassociation with the real world. And I think that people, especially when it comes to VR, sometimes that's necessary to be able to be like, this is not real.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'm in the game, but it's still a game. I don't know if trying to create paranoia and tension in a terrifying aspect is the way to go, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, so this is like overall, this is going to be a very fascinating and interesting topic for years. Now, like, we're hitting this point in technology where it's just like, hey, we can make you feel like you're in a game. Or like feel like you're in a real life situation, but within this game. Yeah. It's like the graphics are insane now. We have these like VR, like all immersive, apparatuses you could stick on your face and put in your ears, and it's like boom, you're there. And it's like, so once you back in the day, it's like, oh well. Here's Mortal Kombat for the Super Nintendo. Yeah, some gore, but it's at the end of the day, some little cartoon characters punching each other in the face.
It's a guy from hell who takes off his mask and it's a skeleton.
Yeah, it's silly. But it's like now it's like, well, now I could just like bust into a room and just shoot.
And like a terrorist insurgents.
Like I could just murder 50 people in 10 seconds. It's like, it's like Wolfenstein 2. When that game comes out, you're going to have a big machine gun. You're just mowing down Nazis left and right. And it's like...
And the thing that, like, does video game cause violence and stuff like that, like, I think that's bullshit. Like, gamers understand the disassociation, but when it comes to those other games, that disassociation is a little bit more flimsy in terms of, like, well, like, I'm having so much fun doing this. I wouldn't mind doing this because it's also, like, benefits the country or whatever, the military. But it's still, like... You got to make sure you know what you're doing before you get into that kind of decision.
It's a fine line.
Yeah, for sure.
It's just
and it's getting thinner and finer.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's like these VR things. They're building them to experience. You can experience new things, right? Like you're experiencing what it's like to be a soldier firsthand. So I mean, there are games like we always bring it back, but like look at Hellblade. Something like that. If that were a VR experience, that would be insane because you're hearing voices. It would be terrifying because like.
I don't know. I mean, it's all about perspective. But
and I know that that's a stretch because, there are, like, monsters in that one and stuff. Sure. But, like, you're experiencing the life of someone with severe psychosis.
Sure.
So, I mean, you're experiencing the life of a soldier. And, I mean,
I would be lying to you if I said I wasn't excited to see what this is going to be. But I'm still a little bit fearful about what it could become.
I mean, you can watch documentaries on... like the Vietnam War, and you can see people getting napalmed and like melted. I mean, like it's real. That's out there.
But now put on some goggles.
Right.
Yeah. All you're missing is the smell-o-vision, so you can actually smell the napalm in the fucking morning.
Oculus, they're coming out with the little nose plugs.
Oh yeah, and then just like they're gonna have a thing where you just fucking jam it into the back of your neck, and then it's the Matrix.
The Matrix.
So like we're that close.
Although there was like a smell-o-vision thing, and I can't remember what they called it, but it might have been the first South Park game. I can't remember now. Or maybe it was like the first E3 with Fractured Butthole.
Fractured Butthole.
Yeah, Fractured Butthole. But they had like like this smell-o-vision thing where like every time you fart, it would actually like make
gross.
a fart smell.
God.
Nasty.
Yeah, I can't remember.
How did they do that? Did they give you like a candle?
They just put a candle in front of your nose. Like, smell it.
They just hired a guy to come to your house and fart in your face.
Yeah. It was like
this is amazing. Like I'm really there.
It's so real.
Yeah, it was like a behind closed door like E3 presentation kind of thing. So it's it was all kind of set up for like the press coming and trying it and having fart smells in their face.
How far we're going with this.
I mean, VR is like look at VR horror games. VR horror, like look at Resident Evil 7.
Yeah,
RE7.
But there's still a disconnect. You know what I'm saying?
No, I know that, but you want to talk about like something that can traumatize you. Horror has that effect on people. Yeah. And there are people.
They're weenies, though.
Well, there are people out there who are more sensitive to things like that. Everyone's mental makeup is different. Everyone reacts to things differently. So I mean, it's the same thing with this.
And I agree, and I think that it's an interesting thing that they're making. And I'm sure it's going to be fun, but like what he's saying, what the co-founder of Respawn is saying, like exactly his quotes, talking about how like this the paranoia and tension.
To create paranoia and tension is kind of
like
weird.
It
creepy.
should be fun, like
it's a game, right?
Yeah, exactly. We want you to feel how the veterans feel. Like, oh God, I don't know if I want that.
Yeah, at the end of the game,
you cut your legs off.
You come home and you're like, you got no legs, so you can't get a job, and you're on the street corner with the asking for change. It's all in the game. VR.
It's real.
people are just...
Now I'm depressed. We're talking about real life situations now.
Yeah.
God, it's terrible.
Yeah,
we need to do better for veterans in this country.
It's a sad, sad time to live.
Anyways, so...
We're talking about Mario.
Back to video games, please.
Yeah. So the Oculus itself actually is dropping down in price. So it's getting a permanent price drop with the Touch Bundle, which comes with the 2 touch controllers, which is like really the only way that you should play the Oculus, really, is with those controllers. It feels really great. And it's dropped down to $399, dropping originally from about $600.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Or no, $499 actually. It's about $500 just recently. So Oculus is trying to make this a much more accessible to, and drop it down from the prosumer rate to the consumer.
Friendly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And also, Facebook has a lot invested in Oculus itself, and Mark Zuckerberg himself announced over at this event called the Oculus Connect back on the 11th of October, he announced a new low-cost and standalone VR headset called the Oculus Go, which essentially is like, we have a couple of different VR headsets already available to us. We have like the HTC Vive, which has like all the monitors in the room, the cameras. We have the PSVR, which is connected to your console. We have Oculus is for your, usually PC.
Yeah.
And we also have mobile phone devices that like slide in. And you have your Oculus
Samsung
thing.
ones. And...
This headset is completely standalone, fully operational, fully functional, without any kind of secondary medium to run it. You don't need a PC, you don't need a mobile phone. It's all in one, and it even has integrated audio in it as well. Super lightweight, and it's only $199.
Yeah.
But it's being released in the beginning of 2018.
Yeah,
like
which
right
I haven't looked up the specs or anything for it, but it's just. Do you?
I do.
I question that type of hardware.
Yeah, it's like there's no way it's going to run Oculus games.
It does, and I was looking up.
It doesn't. Shut up.
Yeah. Okay, I guess I'm done with my job. That's it. No, they've already announced. I mean, like, of course you're going to have like your Facebook 360 videos that they have on there. You can watch Netflix movies. Yeah, exactly. Those are already kind of available for the mobile devices as well, which is this is trying to cast a wide net on consumers, like for gamers as well. And for just regular people who are watching their apps. But there are about 10 different VR Oculus games, that are already
select
announced.
games. But it's like, you're not going to be able to run RE7 on this $200 headset.
You can.
There's no way.
I'm just kidding.
I have it right here.
Well, the specs
I'm
itself.
playing it. It's on my face.
And you're walking around like, in this grocery store. No, the resolution it's 1440p resolution. It has next-gen lenses with
1440 on a VR headset.
Yeah. Is that bad?
Yeah.
Why do you say that?
You need like a high-res HD screen. Wait, no. Oh, 14. I'm sorry.
Yeah. What are you
Never
thinking?
mind.
Were you thinking 420?
Yeah, 480p.
I was like
Yeah.
440 as a.
No. 1440.
It's a VCR.
It's better than 1080p,
Put the
obviously.
tape right to your head.
And okay, so it's got 1440p resolution. It has next-gen lenses with reduced glare, which are coming out for the newer versions or newer models of the Oculus. This will be built in, and it has integrated audio, like I said. And it's super lightweight and very comfortable and designed ergonomically for your fucking dumb head. So
designed for your stupid face.
Yeah,
that's their motto.
it looks really sleek. It's got like a nice white and kind of it's a white headset with gray accents. It looks very like futuristic and sleek looking, and it seems pretty powerful enough to not only give you a a reasonable VR experience with a reasonable price. And I mean, the head of Oculus, Hugo Barra, that's his name. I like that name. Said that the Go headset is the sweet spot in between the mobile market and the PC market for VR headsets.
Yeah.
So they're very, confident about about
Ain't gonna run RE7.
Probably not. I mean,
you're not gonna be able to play Respawn's new PTSD.
But you
game.
might. That's the scary thing, is that this can be on the go. Anyone can afford it, and now you have this. It's scary,
now
man.
the crazy guy on the bus is even crazier.
Yeah. Nobody move. It's like the fucking VR.
He's on back in the war.
He's got a finger gun. I don't know what that is. But I'm scared. Yeah. So it's Mark Zuckerberg and Facebook are looking to put this product and make VR available to the billions for people.
Yeah.
They really want to integrate the system, which is like, what are your ulterior motives?
I think
honestly, you already have everyone on the grid and all their information. Why do you also want them to be VR?
It might tie to the new Facebook video thing, because Facebook video allows you to stream and stuff.
To the CIA.
Well, no, but think about
deeper, man.
think about if you have this Facebook VR thing, Like, it could probably, like, hook up to your Facebook and just, like, stream what you're playing and shit.
I'm absolutely sure
And,
that
like,
can do that, but...
They already have it.
Yeah,
they have everything on you.
I think they're eventually, like, what they're trying to eventually get to...
Man. Retinal scanners.
Dude, they've got you.
Eventually, they're literally going for literal Facebook, where it's just like, you got this fucking mask connected to your face.
It's the Matrix,
and
man.
you're just like drooling. And you're just like,
the Wachowski brothers were
liking
right.
videos.
It's like we're like one step away from Clockwork Orange, you know, like where they just start sending us like all the fucking subliminal messaging and like brainwashing us.
This was in Batman Forever as well. With the headsets, the Riddler was doing this shit in Batman Forever. Jim Carrey did this.
Jim Carrey's doing this now.
Batman Forever had it right. Conspiracies.
It's all connected.
Confirmed.
Skynet, Matrix, Batman Forever, Facebook headset.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm glad that it's becoming more available and it's coming down from the prosumer rate to the consumer level, because I do want to play, I do want to get into the whole VR experience, but I'm a little afraid that Facebook is the one announcing this, Zuckerberg, because it just. They already have so much information. They have ties to the government, like, being able to put us on the fucking grid. And so, like, this is a little terrifying, just if you, like, start to connect the dots outside of it. Maybe I'm also looking too much into this, but...
I don't know.
No, you're not.
Maybe they're working with Russia?
Yeah. Fuck.
I had the same reaction, like, that's funny with Pokemon Go. When that first came out, if you read, like, what they have access to on your phone for Pokemon Go, it's basically everything.
Oh,
yeah.
It's like we have access to everything you use on your phone, your location, everything on your phone we have.
It's scary stuff, man.
It's terrifying.
It's like,
But it's like, I want to catch that Pikachu.
Yeah, and this is going down a whole other topic, but it's like, Facebook and Google and all those guys, like, there's a reason all this stuff's free. It's because all they're doing is collecting your
data.
information.
Yeah.
They know everything.
We're just numbers, guys.
It's scary stuff. But that's another scary topic.
I know. This is like the most Halloween like theme. This is a terrifying show. Like,
this is a bad show.
Yeah, fuck monsters, man. Real life is terrifying.
Yeah,
the government, man. Mark Zuckerberg. There's the cat.
Yeah,
Mark
there's the cat for everyone to kind of like calm down again. All right, so moving on. So away from this terrifying situation. So we also have people dropping out of the table.
Come on,
why you gotta fuck it? Oh, I can't be mad.
It's the worst.
We also have people who are leaving the video game industry, but for different reasons, obviously.
To get off the grid.
Right, yeah. We gotta get the fuck out of here, man.
Batman Forever had it right. I'm out.
Jim Carrey.
The creative director of Dragon Age, Mike Laidlaw, because he laid down the law. Nice. That's an awesome name. Cool, and also a bad pun. He left BioWare recently. He's basically, just like wanting to step down and get away from it. I think take a little bit of a retirement.
After age 30, man.
I mean, yeah, he's been with them for 14 years. He's the creative director on Jade Empire, all the way back to that game, Mass Effect, all three of those, and
all three. I didn't know he did all three. Nice.
Well, maybe he didn't do all three. It did definitely Mass Effect, but
the first one.
Yeah, I'm sure he had some.
Yeah, he probably had some
because he also did Dragon Age as well. So he was in those franchises, and he basically went on Twitter and put a post out and said, "I'm announcing, my leave from this company. I love working with everybody, and the experiences are definitely ones that I'll cherish forever, but he plans to spend some time, quote unquote, reconnecting with all the amazing games and worlds his peers have created." So it's like, I think he just wants to take a break,
Yeah.
It's the same as Bruce Straley from Naughty Dog.
Exactly, and that was just literally a month ago, because this tweet that went out on the 12th, and Bruce Straley posted that blog post about his leave from Naughty Dog the 13th of September.
Yeah.
So we have just a month spin.
Creepy.
I know, conspiracy.
Friday 13th. Oh my God. It's all connected. Batman Forever, bro.
Yeah, so those two, and going to Bruce Straley, he was creative director and designer in Naughty Dog for games like Uncharted 2 and 4, which were arguably the best ones. Yeah. And then The Last of Us, he was co-director on that one. He also worked back, he was actually labeled the 15th employee in their archives for Naughty Dog itself. So he's been back, all the way to Crash Bandicoot.
Crash Bandicoot days.
Yeah. And Jack and Daxter and stuff like that too.
The video game industry the turnover rate is so young. Like, think about it, like all the competitive gamers, they're all like teenagers. All the executives are like 30, 40.
No, they're older than that. Bruce Straley and Mike Laidlaw. I mean, I didn't look up their birthdays or how long.
Their 40s.
But if you're retiring,
sure.
Well, a lot of these guys, it's like they'll be back. It's just one of those things, like, dude,
T2,
forever. But it's one of those things that a lot of people give, video games a lot of crap here and there, where it's just like, oh yeah, they look at this glitch in this game and stuff, or what. It's like video games are like, and year over year it gets harder and harder to make a game. Like I can't even fathom how some of these games are made nowadays. Where it's
insane.
You think about something like The Witcher 3. Where it's just like, how do you even make a game like that? Yeah. It's like, where do you even start?
Everything that goes, like, I've always wanted to see for Witcher 3, for example, or for like Last of Us. I always wanted to see here's the script that we're submitting for this game. Well, it's got to be like
with Last of Us, with Last of Us seems it's more straightforward storytelling. So I feel like that would be a lot easier of a game to write. But things like Skyrim,
I heard Skyrim was thousands of pages.
Any Bethesda game.
Yeah. These open world situations where you can deviate from the main storyline and spend 10s, 20s, 30s of hours of just playing these side quest missions. Yeah, and those all have their own contained stories and lines of dialogue as well. It's insane. And then you think about the pages of stuff that you pick up.
All the lore you can look into. Yeah,
you can read fucking books in.
Yeah, dude, the amount of work that goes into it, it's insane.
A lot of these games, they take 3-4+ years to make, and these people are working 60+ hours a week trying to stay on schedule. And it's a lot of work, and it burns people out.
And that's kind of what Bruce Straley was saying on his blog post about leaving Naughty Dog. He was like, the overall tone of it was like, this shit is a pressure cooker. Yeah. And trying to meet deadlines, while it has been stressful and it helped us really utilize our resources and think outside the box because we were so stressed and stretched for time. But he said it was a lot of fucking work, and he's like, I just need to take a break.
Yeah, and that's just any creative industry. It's like I'm more on the film side as far as developing projects, and it's just trying to get some sort of film off the ground. And it's the last feature I produced, it's just it's a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's
tons of work.
Yeah, it's just
it is.
It's super stressful, and it's a large AAA video game. I'd hate to even imagine. I'll play them all day, but
it's tough.
I don't know if
I just looked it up. Bruce Straley's only 39.
Oh wow,
he's 39 years old.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Burned out.
Super young, and you put in all those hours because you figured if he's been working with Naughty Dog, and not to take it away from Mark Laidlaw, right?
Yeah,
is that his name?
Laidlaw.
Laidlaw. But just putting in perspective with Bruce Straley, if he's been around since the Naughty Dog ages with Crash Bandicoot, that was what 17, more than that.
It's probably
20 years ago,
right? Wasn't it 98 that
20
they were
years?
doing?
More than that. 95.
Crash Bandicoot was 96.
Yeah,
95, 96.
It was a launch game for the PlayStation.
Yeah, so 95.
95.
Oh wow.
So think about that, that's
22 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, shit.
So, he was.
he was the 15th employee.
Yeah, he was there as a kid. Exactly. And so he grew up with that.
Literally
company.
as a kid. He was there at 12. Yeah, he was out of the womb and then.
That's what I mean.
Gave it to a company.
He probably went to school and fresh out of school, he's like, let's do this thing with Naughty Dog, and
it's amazing, and they changed the video game industry.
Yeah, and sure. It's 22 years of all that work. You deserve to get a retirement, or not even a retirement, a break.
Sure. The question is, who's going to retire next month?
Yeah, we'll see. Miyamoto.
Yeah, I would fucking.
Yeah, I would.
You interrupted a joke.
That's you can't.
No. Well, okay. So, but speaking of AAA games and how much hard work they take and everything, we actually have to talk about a little bit, and we've talked about this before, but we have to discuss it now in the perspective of Battlefront 2. Pay to play. That whole situation is rearing its ugly head again with EA and DICE's new Star Wars Battlefront game. The beta was a lot of fun, and it gave everyone a 9 million fucking people a taste of the game itself.
That's
awesome. It was recorded 9 million. It's insane. But basically now a lot of players had a backlash about the loot crate system because it's not in the terms, and we'll talk about it in perspective in comparison to Overwatch's loot crates. But when you level up in Overwatch, every level you get a loot crate. But in Battlefront 2...
Or things like Dota and League of Legends.
Sure.
A lot of MOBAs are like that. It's all cosmetic. It's you get these free games, but it's then you can buy these loot boxes and stuff.
Well, right. But it's weird, though, because these loot crates are... their inventory or their items that they give you are all randomized between victory poses, hero lines, outfits, and star cards. And star cards are the big thing because these are upgradable abilities that you can put onto your characters and to your class characters and to your ships. But you're not getting these loot crates every level. You're only getting them from achieving milestones or daily challenges, or paying for them. And you can either pay for them with in-game credit, or you can pay with real-world money.
Gross.
Right. But the thing is, though, like it doesn't. A lot of games do that, where you can you accumulate in-game credit like through your gameplay and through your matches and playing well. But specifically with Overwatch, depending on how well you play, is how much more experience and credit you acquire. Well, actually not credit, but experience in general.
Experience points, yeah.
Right. But in Battlefront 2, no matter how well you do, everyone gets the same amount of credits for every victory that you win. So it really doesn't help. It doesn't advocate getting better at the game. It kind of says, well, you're going to be baseline here, and it's going to take you this long to get these abilities or to get loot crates in general, and you may not even get great items because it's all randomized. And so it's a very blatantly subliminal, which is an oxymoron.
Just buy it.
Right, exactly. They're trying to push on, like pay this for real money and you'll get a step up of the competition. And a lot of fucking players were just angry, asinine, or not asinine, but aggravated with that whole pay to play thing.
Yeah, it's kind of it's kind of
infuriated was the word I was looking for.
Asinine. It's just dirty tactics,
Agitated.
It's just like if it was a free to play game, I could be like, I could allow it a little more, accept it a little more, stomach it a little more, whatever you want to call it.
Exactly.
But it's just like, it's like, dude, I've already spent $60 on your game plus the season pass, probably $30, and it's just like, and then on top of that, you want me to start buying loot boxes? It's just it's gross.
Yeah.
I like Overwatch because everything there is cosmetic, but it's like, dude, if somebody could spend $20 and just have a way better gun than me, or like, way better like power up, it's just like
stat boosters and all that shit. Like it's
like I got one star card where it's just like any character around my character
dies immediately.
Just dies immediately. No, it was like they get their health back way quicker, and it's just like, that's a crazy power. It's like if you're really working with your team and working as a squad, and like you're, as long as your teammates are near you, it's like they heal way quicker. Yeah. And it's just like, that is totally messed up.
Well, it's also too like, and it's really, you pay to get these abilities and these stat changes, these boosters really, to better your player. But also, if you're a level like 15, let's say heavy guy, you could have like AAA stats and abilities because you paid for this thing, and you just become almost unstoppable in the game. And it's like, well, I don't want to play that because I don't want to spend $40 on these loot crates to get better. I should be rewarded as a player in game for these things. Now, EA and DICE, after the beta was taken off the servers or whatever, and they heard all the backlash from the players, they went ahead and made a public blog post directly addressing those comments and concerns. A lot of it was around like more, certain characters and how they're going to nerf certain things, but the majority of the discussion was around the whole loot crate debacle.
Yeah.
And
but to see that post, you had to get it in a loot box.
Yeah, you had to pay $40, and it was random, so you might not even get to see it.
I want to see his blog post. Well, you got to buy more loot boxes.
Yeah, buddy.
It's Star Wars,
but
baby.
They went out and said that it's not as bad as it is. It's not completely paid to play, because even though this is random and you get certain star cards, you still have to earn the right to upgrade star cards and unlock most weapons. So you could actually get those through the loot boxes, but you're not allowed to use them until you reach a certain milestone or level, only by reaching a high enough rank, like through your in-game performance.
But even that, I'm after playing Overwatch for so long, I'm just kind of done with games where I'm just done with games.
No more.
I've stopped playing games. Overwatch for life. And Batman Forever. But it's just one of those things things like Overwatch have such a good model where it's just like, here are all the characters. This is exactly how they play. Nobody will ever have like bonuses on their stats.
Sure.
You can get cosmetic stuff and that's it. Because it's like the minute where it's like you walk into like something like Call of Duty where somebody's put in 100 hours and has all these like buffs, and you come in as a new player, you're just gonna get crushed,
decimated.
And not even because they know the map better than you, and they've been playing longer, but they also have a better gun, they have better stats. It's just like all this stuff is working against you. So it's just like it's pay to play, and it's like play to win almost, where it's just like the more you play, the more powerful you get, and then you're just an unstoppable force.
Yeah, it's the nice thing too about like Overwatch, and I always hate comparing it, but when something is that good, you have to compare it to the
but
best.
it's definitely relevant to the conversation.
It is, and the thing that's cool about it is like Blizzard is actively always involved with the meta in Overwatch. Like there has been more nerfs and buffs. Like it seems like every month something's changing, something's new. There's always something different because, as players recognize, character abilities, the meta changes.
They exploit, once
exactly.
they find exploits, they
right, and so like once Blizzard sees that, it's all right. We got to fix something.
Yeah.
And that's why the new drastic Mercy change happened because it was basically she countered a team would get together and be like, all right, we have our ults ready. Let's take out the team, and then Mercy could just counter that automatically. And Blizzard's like, all right, we got to stop that because it's too overpowered.
I love the new Mercy. It's like after a year of having a Mercy, and she was fine. Like I never thought. It was kind of disappointing when she would just res the whole team, but it's just one of those things. Like it's a whole new character now. It's great. I love it,
and that's also what makes it fun because it's like when you change character abilities, when you nerf or buff them, it's kind of like you have to learn them again. You have to learn the new character or learn that character again because they play differently.
Exactly. So you're constantly like trying to find new ways and new strategies, especially when they keep changing up on you too. I completely agree with that, and I do like the way their loot crate system on Overwatch works. I really love Battlefront 2. I had a great time playing it.
It was really fun.
Yeah, I'm just that part of it does kind of make me take a step back and make me go, do I really want to buy this? Is this
Yeah.
Probably still will, but it's a little bit of a
stuff like that. Like you instantly just have a sour taste in your mouth.
Yes.
It's just like it's a business. You got to make money. We get it, but it's like you can't like shove it down our throats. Like I know. It's like these games cost hundreds of millions of dollars. It's like I would hate to imagine the budget on this, but it's like, dude, you can't.
Oh, it's a lot.
Yeah, but you can't like, I don't know. It's like it's just stuff like that, where it's just instantly off-putting, and people just don't like it.
Yeah.
But also the pay-to-play mentality as a game developer, when you do that, and you're making this online co-op game where you could play with your teammates and you're trying to capture an objective or complete objective, with that pay-to-play mentality, you're taking away the team aspect. Because like this homeboy could just roll in with like stat boost like crazy and just kill everybody, just like
Darth Maul in the house. Throws a lightsaber at you.
Yeah, like it's just like because when we played, and that was the thing you were complaining about when we were playing Battlefront. It's like I don't really feel like I'm part of a team. I just feel like I don't feel like I'm actually doing anything.
Yeah,
that's not how he said it.
Well,
he was like, "This is stupid,
dumb idiot heads."
It's like I want to play like 15 levels and like not feel like I'm doing anything.
but it's like
this keeps happening.
But it goes back to that point though. It's like again, if you pay for all the stat boost stuff, like you don't need a team. You just run in and just destroy everything on your own.
It definitely leaves a sour taste in your mouth. But one thing that'll help rectify that and to bring some joy back into your life is the new Super Mario trailer.
There you go. I like it.
Miyamoto's not retired.
Yeah, Nintendo just dropped back on the 10th of October. They dropped a new musical themed commercial for the Super Mario Odyssey game coming out the 27th of this month. And as of right now, it has 5.2 million views, so a lot of people are excited about it. And in my notes, it just says...
You wrote the lyrics.
I'm going to sing it to you now. No, it just says in all caps, pure fucking joy. Because that's what it is. Like, it's just...
Yeah.
It's so
good. I keep telling people, like, at my work and stuff, they talk about different games, or, like, they think it's going to be Game of the Year. I'm like, dude, Mario hasn't even come out yet. Yeah. Watch. I was like, just wait.
Yeah.
I promise you.
This is going to be a strange year. I mean, like...
There's a lot of good games out this year.
Yeah,
a lot.
A lot of really good games.
Yeah.
Two of them are Nintendo.
Yeah.
All of them are Nintendo, let's be honest.
I mean, Mario hasn't even come out yet. I'm like, I know it's going to be like Game of the Year candidate.
Well, it's been so long since we've seen an open world Mario game in the facet of Super Mario 64 and Sunshine. Sunshine came back out in 2001, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
And it's been over 16 years. Well, Galaxy, sure, but like not sandbox.
It wasn't like.
And even then, Galaxy 2, it has been years.
Yeah,
it's been multiple years. And it's everyone's super excited about this, and like that commercial itself, it does not only does it just like instill explicit joy. You know, like I teared up. I was so happy. Like I'm not gonna lie. Like
no, dude, it's like you watch that and it's like that could make you show that at the cancer ward of like a children's hospital and just like everyone's uplifted. Well, I'm just saying, like the most dramatic situation. It's like Mario. Like
you should play that your eulogies. It'll make everyone a lot happier.
Yeah.
No, and also like one of the things I really enjoyed about it, and I can't confirm that that's exactly what it is, but at the very beginning of the the commercial or the trailer, there Mario comes in like jumping on the hat, and I swear to God, I think his vocal like sound effects are straight ripped from Super Mario 64 because I had a nostalgia bump hit me. He's like, "Blah-hoo!" I was like, oh fuck yes, like it was a very subtle touch, but it did amazing things for me. Like hit me with so much nostalgia.
I'm sure the Mario assets that they use at Nintendo have been like. They've been the same for a very long time.
But you can tell the difference between games and games.
Yeah,
I swear to God, I think those were straight from the 64 game.
Maybe,
like I would be willing to put money on that shit. I know that game like the back of my fucking hand. I love that shit.
Maybe it might be.
But yeah, I mean, it's just an interesting like kind of marketing campaign that they're taking with it.
Yeah, it's a really fun commercial, and that looks like a commercial where they know they have a good game.
Oh, for sure.
They just know that game is really, really good. And they're like, let's have fun with this commercial.
Yeah.
Let's just get goofy. Let's have a little musical, a little dance number.
Yeah.
Let's just have fun because this is gonna be the greatest game to ever come out.
And it's like they're trying really hard to like bridge the gap between like Mario and the real world. It seems like with their new like Donk City level like where it has like actual humans. Yeah, Donk City.
It's such a dumb name.
Oh yeah, New Donk City.
Yeah.
There was an old one and it was, but
like everybody's like Donk City. Like, well, this is gonna be new.
This is the new one. Improved.
It's cleaner. I like it. It smells nicer. But you have to go down from Undetained Avenue. Sorry. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, so like they're really trying to bridge the gap between like the real world and Mario's. Like, there's never been like a live action Mario trailer before this. I mean, if you want to count Super Mario or Smash Brothers with the mascots.
Well, there's been trailers that at least I remember. Who knows? Maybe I've made them up in my crazy brain, but there's trailers where it's just like, Mario will pop into the real world and like somebody's like playing a Mario game.
And you feel like Mario, but this was like him interacting with people and like.
Yeah.
It just had like a different feel to it.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a cool trailer.
Yeah, it's really well shot. It's really great, and it does its job because I'm so excited for it. I mean, 27 is like 2 weeks away, guys.
Yeah, dude. I mean, there's not much to say. It's just like it looks amazing. It plays amazing. I know that much.
The song is real good.
The song's awesome. You throw Cappy around and.
Can't wait.
I mean, it's just game of the year right there. Game of the year candidate.
I know. It's like.
It's gonna be a tough one this year.
It's gonna people are gonna have to duke it out between that and Breath of the Wild.
Hellblade.
Hellblade.
Hellblade, man, I need to play that game again.
Yeah.
Those games.
A lot of good games came out this year.
So you can bet your sweet ass that we're gonna be talking about Super Mario Odyssey when that comes out. Actually, when you see this, it'll be just a week out from releasing. So when that comes out, we will have. I mean, I think it might just be a full review. Like we're gonna play the shit out of that game, so we should definitely talk about it here. Yeah. And so look forward to that. But until then,
we'll just do like a full review.
Oh hell yeah, we will. That might be the bonus round today. We just like gush about this further.
This is such a good game.
But until then, guys, we do have to end the show. Thank you so much for watching. We want to thank all of our patrons for all their support, and we also want to thank DJ CUTMAN for giving us that awesome chiptune music at the beginning of our show. Yeah. It's super badass. You can also go and see more of his music at his SoundCloud or at his actual website, which is djcutman.com. You can also follow Multiplayer at Multiplayer Go, both on Twitter and on Instagram to see any of the links.
Go Multiplayer.
What did I say?
Multiplayer Go.
Multiplayer
you have to go at the end of the word.
I mean, it's
thing.
there.
Yeah.
I'm like, go see it. But you can actually, it's go Multiplayer, our Twitter and Instagram handles. You can go and see a lot of behind the scenes, like photos and stuff like that, and things that we talked about on Instagram. You can also see the links of the things we've talked about on Twitter as well. If you'd like to follow us, our personal Instagram and Twitter handles are, for me personally, it's Mas Dorado for Twitter, and Instagram is Guillermo_Dorado. And for Zach here, it is...
At Zach Matzganis, ZACKMATZGANIS. Son.
That's just Twitter, though.
It's at Zach Matzganis Go.
You really like it. You brought down the energy, like, it's just Twitter.
It's just
Don't
Twitter.
get too excited.
I mean, that's both of us. We just have Twitter. And I'm at Multiplayer Hav. Nothing exciting.
Yeah, way to end the show on a high note. Good for you.
Thanks.
You know,
We
it's
also
not Mario Odyssey.
We should just play that song out. That's what we should do.
I think we'll do that.
You can also follow our audio and camera guys, which are Nathan Redfern. You can follow our awesome PC. It's Redfern, damn it. I'm correcting it this time.
Field.
He's our resident PC gamer. He'll be on the show here shortly, talking about all that stuff that you love, concerning Oculus and stuff like that. But you can follow him on Twitter, Instagram too, just Twitter. Everyone's just Twitter. Okay, at multiplayer NAF, and then you can also follow Mick Wood, who is our resident Xbox gamer, at Mick to the Wood, both on Instagram and Twitter. You guys gotta get with the program. Mick and I, we know what's up. You guys gotta.
We don't know what pictures are.
I'm too busy playing games.
Apparently not.
True that.
Well, guys, tune in next week, Thursday, for another video. You can see all the stuff we're talking about, which is video games. We can't wait to see your faces until then, but you guys keep grinding, and we'll see you at the respawn.
Later.
Boom.
Love you.
Hey.
Love you more.
On behalf of Multiplayer, Mario would like to send a special thank you to Jaden Lawrence, Arturo Mendera, Mercedan Kroll Pitaru, and Mario Dorado. Thank you so much for watching.